Barbara was always Pym to her friends, but she also liked the appellation Miss Pym. She frequently referred to herself in this way in her letters, notebooks, and journals. In an early, unfinished novel, she describes the heroine, who is partly based on herself, as a perfect 18th century lady. She loved Samuel Richardson's Pamela, but lost interest when Mr. B's intentions towards his beautiful maidservant became honourable. It is a good point. Mr. B is a wonderful villain, but loses all credibility when he reforms. It was the racier aspects of the novel that attracted Barbara Pym. Pym's own diaries are prefaced The Adventures of Miss Pym, and later of Sandra and of Pymska, in the manner of Henry Fielding's masterpiece, Tom Jones. Like Fielding's naive hero, Miss Pym spent much of her youth falling in love and, surprisingly, in the light of her reputation for provinciality, a considerable amount of it on the road. So it is fitting to imagine her life as a picaresque adventure with a Fielding-esque narrative, in which our heroine... Book the First. A Shropshire Lass. Chapter 1, in which our heroine is born in Oswestry. Shropshire is a rural county in the northwest of England, nestling on the Welsh border. It is a green and pleasant land, but not far from the city of Liverpool and the industrial shipbuilding town of Birkenhead. It is quiet, slow, rainy, and green. The poet A.E. Housman immortalised its blue-remembered hills in A Shropshire Lad, even though he hardly spent any time there. Oswestry, in the north of the county and close to the border, was the birthplace of another poet, Wilfred Owen. It is an ancient market town dating back to 1190. Its narrow streets conjure up images of its medieval past. The horse market, English walls, Welsh walls, the Bailey. Barbara Pym was born in the family home, 72 Willow Street, near the centre of Oswestry. Across the road was the office where her father, Frederick Crampton Pym, practised as a solicitor. His brass plate, Crampton, Pym and Lewis, is still in place beside the doorway. Barbara was born on the 2nd of June 1913. Her only sibling, Hilary, was born in 1916. By then, the family had moved to a detached Edwardian house called Mauder Lodge. Set back from the road, it boasted a paddock, a coach-house, and a spacious garden of 3 acres. The attic room of the converted coach-house was a playroom for the little girls. During the summer months, the garden at Mauder Lodge was a riot of colour and fragrance. In a letter written to her Oxford friends, Pym describes the array of spring flowers there. Primroses, violets, daffodils, scillas, grape hyacinths, anemones. In one of her short stories, a heroine, modelled on herself, loves flowers with such passionate intensity that she believes that they have feelings and emotions and worries that they cry when they are cut down. Her diaries, too, are a record of her passion for flowers, which lasted for all of her life. Many of her happiest moments were punctuated by the gift of flowers, especially when they were brought by lovers, as when one lover once left a farewell note alongside 24 of the loveliest daffodils. Pym described her father Frederick as extremely good-tempered, undemanding and appreciative. Every day he would set off on foot for his office in the middle of town and return home for lunch. Sometimes, as young girls, Barbara and Hilary would visit him in his book-lined office, which he shared with his clerk and typist. Fred was a good singer, singing bass in the church choir. He was also athletic and a keen runner. A knee injury kept him out of the First World War, and he took up golf. He enjoyed reading. Rudyard Kipling and the thriller writer Edgar Wallace were among his favourite authors. A more charismatic and somewhat eccentric figure was Pym's mother, Irena. The daughter of a successful businessman, Irena was from a large, close family. 2 of her unmarried sisters, May and Janice, lived next door to Mauder Lodge with their mother in a house called Scotswood. The girls would climb over the garden wall to pay regular visits to their aunts and grandmother. Fun and energetic, Irena bought a motorbike to get around during the war, wearing leather gloves and a long leather motoring coat. The Pyms kept ponies and chickens. The girls had little interest in the ponies, though Irena...